focus on the main landing page. Let's just go ahead and set up something that is focused on the right now. So as we get into summertime, we're going to want to build pages out that way. So let's go ahead and create a new page. I'm going to go ahead and click on page. Then you'll want to select between all the options that we have. If you go to others, you'll see we have a booking page already here. It's a nice starting point. So let's start with a nice starting point. We're going to click on that. We're just going to call this one, just cause, we're just going to call it Mother's Day Minis. All right. We're going to make this page visible. It'll be on our page, and we have the page loaded in. Now, we want to remove any pages that we don't think is worthy enough having here, so we'll get rid of these. We'll keep this one here now as a placeholder, because maybe that's what we want. We want to showcase, you know, maybe it's for the children's, maybe it's going to be something focused like on that. So we'll just have it focused here for now. And you'll see there's some options that you can have a form here where people can ask questions, and you have the ability to go ahead and add your scheduled event here. We'll come back to this in a moment, but let's go ahead and build out what a page can look like. So I'm going to open this up so you can see as we build what it's looking like. You can see it's using gray tones, but let's liven it up a little bit. We're going to change the grays to a little bit more of a pastel tone, something for you know, romanticize a little bit of Mother's Day. So you know, when we're looking at these colors, maybe we want to use a little bit of a warmer palette, maybe a little bit sunnier. So we're just going to go somewhere here in these peachy tones. We're just going to select something in there. So just going to scroll it up just there, maybe right here. This is a nice tone. I'm going to select that, and you can see how it's looking here. Let me pull it back to here. There we go. Something soft like that. There we go. So we have these soft tones. I'm going to make sure that the rest of our blocks are now reflecting that tone that we selected, so that it's there. That way we have it already pre-designed in what we want to look at. The background color is going to choose that, and we'll have some white space to break it up. So let's go ahead and see just that small little change. Going to go ahead and see it there. So you can see it looks very fresh, very vibrant, and then we'll update some other options here. So we're going to add what I like to call the investment, right? So we want to tell them what they're going to be getting in a session. So we want to have those building blocks there. So of course you would have imagery that kind of walks them through all that. If you have anything, you can choose something from the stock library if you need to. But having something that just kind of lets them know what the whole scenario is going to be like, the 1, 2, 3 of it all. So you can break this down. We're going to go ahead and just select just editorial image for now. We're just going to make it 3 columns. So what are those columns going to be? Typically, you know, we're going to just put in here, I'm going to just type in mother, see what comes up. So you can see we have some options already. So maybe these are our 3. So we're going to select this one, and then we'll get another one. And you can select multiple ones if you want to. So I'm going to type it in again. And here is our session. Perhaps we do it that way. You can see the familiarity, how it all looks alike. You can change it up a little bit just so it has a little bit of variety. But with each block, I like to have an image that represents like part 1. So 1 is going to be about the session. And if you don't know what to say here, we'll leave it blank for now. We'll come back to it. But we just need to get in there what our 1, 2, 3 is. 2. The reveal. Your favorites. So we'll just have it like this. So 1, we'll do the session. 2, we'll reveal them. And then 3, you'll purchase your favorites out of that session. So we're going to go ahead and choose some options for this. We're going to make the background color that nice tone. We're going to change the accent color here so you can see it done through there. We're going to just change the font a little bit. Right now it's using the Cantrell. We're going to just make it the Kaisei. There we go. And then we're going to make it just a little bit bigger. There we go. You can see now starting to put together really nice. And if you want to put like information per block, you can. What I recommend doing there is we're just going to add a temporary editor's block. So you need to describe something, but maybe you don't know what to say. I always ask PhotoBiz AI. I'm going to click here. I'm going to say describe in 3 steps a Mother's Day session, the reveal, and the purchase of photos, of their favorite photos. Okay, so we got that. So describe in 3 steps, a 3-step process, a Mother's Day session, the reveal, and the purchasing of their favorites. So we're going to go ahead and say do that. That way we're not having to overthink about what we want to say. We're going to take what it hears. So here we go. So we'll coordinate a day and time for the Mother's Day session, discuss the desired locations. Maybe this isn't what we want. Maybe we just want, a single location and stuff like that. So you can take what's here and then modify it as you go. Discuss the difference design, create a comfortable environment for the Mother's Day shoot. So I like this one. So we're going to take that part. So we're going to take this. We're going to save it out so we still have it. Then we'll come over here, paste it in. You can put comfort bother for the mother and children and anything involved relax in the natural shoot. That's awesome. Next part, the photo reveal. After the session, schedule a meeting. Present a curated. There we go. I just want the first half of this. And we'll just customize it slightly, just a bit. After the session, we'll schedule a all present photos of experience. Perfect. So we got something going. Now we just want to do that after the reveal. We'll discuss, provide seamless purchasing of it. There, I just want this one. So we'll take this, we'll post it in here. Because we don't make this too long. It doesn't need to be full, We'll discuss packages and pricing to help you select your there we go. Boom. Just enough, right? So not too long. And then we're just going to go through here and then just make some customization to it. I like it when things are, we'll keep the title centered, but maybe we want to do something like that. I think that'll look nice. And then we can see what we've got built so far. And then we'll take away this. We don't need this section above anymore, so we can remove that. And we'll go ahead in here as well for temporary status. We'll go ahead and add talk about booking a mini session in for Mother's Day in downtown Greensboro for 15-minute increment. Okay, talk about okay, we're good. So I'm just going to tell them, and we'll say for an exciting booking page. All right, so got that. We want them to generate something like this. Again, AI is great for helping you generate some ideas and then you going through it and curating, make sure it says everything you want it to do. So we're going to take bits and pieces of that. We're going to keep parts of this here, parts of it not. And why I wanted this is I don't need this section here that's talking about how the booking session will go, because we'll already have that for later. But what I'm going to need is this for our actual booking section. So I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to copy it for later. And we're now ready to start adding our scheduled services. Now you can manage them directly from here if you want to. You can go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and choose a layout because we're only going to have one single thing that we're going to allow them to purchase on this page, one event type. So we're just going to select a single item. And then let's go ahead and manage our services. You'll see that I have some pre-existing ones here, but let's go ahead and create a new category. We're going to call this minis. And we're going to create a new one. So you can do a custom date or reoccurring. For mini sessions, you're going to want to create a custom date one. And the reason why is it's built for specifically to be only in that time frame. So it won't be a daily schedule like if you're setting up your full scheduler. So we're just going to call it Mother's Day mini session. And that information we had here, we're going to paste it right in there. Session details, location, duration, dates available. We'll just go ahead and select some. We'll just say this weekend. How about that? So we're going to make it April 19th. And then costs, we don't need that because we're going to add it right down below. And which each session includes, you can keep that there. And it has, we'll just say Jane Doe. And what you're going to get, a private online gallery, one high resolution digital image of your choice, and we'll put options to purchase more photos. All right, and we're going to make it a 15-minute increment. We're going to make this session cost only $2.50, and if you need to charge tax or not, we're going to make it where we're going to make it booking only for now, but this is where you would take the payment. You could set it up here to take payment right away, but I want to walk through the whole booking process. All right. And there we go. Add our date. When we're doing this, we're doing it tomorrow. You can then, from here, if you're going to take a small break or not, you can choose that. But maybe you want to start shooting photographs in the afternoon, maybe around 2. And you can shoot that until sunsets around this time period right now. So maybe that's how long you're shooting. You're going to get as many sessions as you can in between this 2 to 8. You've already had lunches and stuff like that, so you don't have to worry about taking a break unless you want to. If you need to add a break, you can. Maybe after 2 hours, you're going to take a 15-minute break or something like that. So you could stop here at 4, maybe a 30-minute break, and then finish out the day at 8 p.m. So different looks all in one location. It's going to look pretty cool. And we're going to keep it all on the same date. There we go. And create. Oh, we put 4 a.m. Let me fix that. 4 p.m. 4:30 p.m. There we go. Now we got it set in there. Now you're going to want to have an image that represents it. I'm just going to pull something from our stock. I'm just going to type in mothers. And then I'm going to select this one. I think this one's the one we haven't used. So we're going to have this one represent our image for the event. If you need to add add-ons, and what can be add-ons? Well, it could be hair, makeup, wardrobe, anything like that. You can add that directly here. You just create a new option. Maybe we'll just put, extra time or something like that. So we'll put hair. Maybe you got someone doing hair and makeup. You can add this as an option here. You can then add that new sub option, custom hair, something like that. Anything like that you want to add here, you can do 80, and that could be an option there, or you could just put none, and it costs nothing. There you go. Anything you want to have as a sub option, you can complete this here. So I'm just going to have these options: none or custom hair. If you want people to do your hair for you, real quick tease, anything like that, $80. Availability, we've already got our times selected. If you need to add more, you can. And if there's anything else you want to do, so say someone books with you right away, you can set up email automations to go ahead and roll out. So you can have a reminder series, you can have your testimonial series, and what that looks like is, say I wanted to edit this series, you can see how far in advance these emails roll out to them and after the event for the session itself. Now if I do the testimonial one, this one will roll out 2 days after requesting how everything went. So if it was going to go out today. And then a reminder to book again for future events. So I'm just going to set that up. We want that to trigger. We're going to go back to our scheduler. We're going to select auto reminders and testimonial. And now that's attached to this series of email automations for this type of service. You can also customize anything in here. If anyone books for it, you can go ahead and type Mother's Day. And what's good about this is this will, anytime someone books with you, this will attach to them in the CRM area. So if they're in the CRM, the contacts area, it'll attach to them here. So you can see types of events that this person has replied to, commented to, or anything like that. It attaches to that person. So later, if you need to email them directly, which I'll show you later, maybe you're going to send this all out to family people. You can then send emails directly to people who have families. If you do multiple types of sessions, maybe if you do weddings, you don't want to send this to weddings. Maybe you only want to send this to directly to family people. Natalie says, oh, the emails are awesome. Yes, it's very nice, very convenient to have that factor. And if you connect it all properly, this thing can work for you so well. Some people forget about the tags. Tags are like a secret weapon, right? Because now you can create different lists. So after you've done this in the future, maybe you want to send this email back out to people who have families. You already have them attached in here as a tag. So you can filter them out, or you can exclude them from future emails about something, another type of event, because maybe they've already been hit with enough mini session info and they don't want to do anymore. So something to consider. All right, so now we have that set up. Let's go back to our website, our page here. We have pretty much most of this information here, but I do like this top paragraph section. So I'm going to remove this. We don't need it anymore, but I want to keep this. And I want to change this right here, heading 2, right? Well, let's change that to heading 1. And then you could either put it in the title section or keep it here. I'm going to keep it there, but I am going to change heading 1 to that nicer font style that we have on this page. And tags, trying to simplify some of my processes. I have and I don't have a CRM, which I think this is my answer. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And we're going to be adding more features to it as it comes on too, so it's definitely going to make things a whole lot easier. So we have this now building out. Let's see what we got so far. You can see how it's looking. We're gonna make this look a little bit more attractive first. So let's do that. Let's take this. Let's keep this here. We're going to change this. Keep it as paragraph 1. I think it looks fine, but I do want to add a little spacing in it. Let's give it a little spacing and line height because it's a little squished in there. Let's do that. Give it a little air to breathe, right? Then we're going to add space with a divider above. We're going to change the divider. I just want it to be a beautiful little line, something with a little, little design breakup. Ooh, let's try something with the leaves. I think that'll look really nice. There we go. And you can choose the length, how long you want it. So we can go back here. I'm just going to make it a large. Well, let's make it an extra large. There we go. Just a little bit big. And then above it, we're going to add this. And then we'll add a little space above it as well. I'm going to change this to a spacer. So it just has a little breathing room above it. We're going to paste in that text that we had earlier. You can see it's already there. Now let's take a look and see what we got now. You can see it's starting to look a little bit more attractive that way. We're going to just make this text centered. I think we got something going. Yeah. Now let's give it a little breathing room below. You can copy this block. There we go. And if you need more leading room, you can always add more. I think I'll just give it a little bit more breathing at there. Oh yes, I'm glad you're watching. Thank you for joining me today. But look at this. We've already got this. We got our 1, 2, 3 available sessions. Now let's add that session that we built in our scheduler. You can click here, click on our minis, click on our Mother's Day session, click Save Changes, and there it is. Here it is. Now you can just customize it a little bit. Let's see, we want the button, available colors. We'll keep that. Let's see, button border. Let's make the button border that color. Let's see, button text color. Let's make it black as well. There we go. Now we got something going. So when we look at this, once they've selected, none or custom scheduler, you can see here, it's a little hard to see the date of, so let's fix that. It's using a lighter available text color. Let's see if we can make that a little bit easier to see. We'll just make it this tone, but we'll drag it down just a touch, maybe right here. Let's see if that updates that a little bit. I'm gonna hit none again, schedule. You can see the text color comes out. We can also change it just to be straight up, that tone if we want to. So available background color, we'll go ahead and change this color and maybe we'll make this one black. How about that? Now let's try it out. This part can be a little back and forth till you get the desired look. You can see the date available. Maybe I want to go even darker. Who knows? You can go as dark as you want. You can do any color that you prefer. Maybe let's go a richer tone. Maybe that'll really make it stick out. This time I'm going to pick custom hair. There it is. Now it's available. You can see all the times available here. So, if I was going to make a selection here, they can select it and then fill out their information. Now I had a question. So for holiday sessions, I can get these pages all set up and have them visible and hidden when I want? Yes, you can set them up that way, and I'll show you how to do that momentarily. Cost, like I said, I had a customer, they did something really cool where they have basically like a portal of all the mini sessions that they have available throughout the year. And you can have that where it's visible at all times, and these can act as, just landing pages that people can navigate to. Or they could hide that and just have individual pages as you want. As you can see, right now I don't have any menu option here because maybe I'm just going to use this in social media. You could utilize it that way. Or if you want this connected to your website, you could have it there as well. So we could set it up where display the footer and the header. You can have that available. So when we do that, now they're there. Now you can see them. Here's that Mother's Day minis. So you could have it living on your page if you want to that way too. There's multiple ways you could set it up. I'm just going to make this just for social purposes in our marketing. So we just hide that for now. So we'll come back to that momentarily. I'll show you how to make that portal set up. But here they can pick which date they want. Since it's only one day for the event this time, we're going to make them select 2 p.m. We're going to just fill out our information. If that person exists already, the tag, once they set up, will be just applied to it. If they're brand new, we'll just make a new person, a new me. We'll just do that. What it'll do is it'll apply different ways. So when this person books, now if you're taking a payment, it'll take them to a cart system where they'll just fill out the payment system. So if you have your merchant set up through like Square or PayPal, anything like that, they'll just go to the next page after this, after they hit book now. It'll just take them to the next area to make the final payment. So since we just have it for booking setup, it just says the appointment's been confirmed. So they're going to get the date. They can add it to the calendar by clicking this and they'll just go straight there. Or the next thing is they'll get email sent to them as well. So those notifications and things like that will also send out to them for that event. So they are booked. And so you'll see that time is no longer available to book. It's gone. That 2 p.m. is gone, but the 2:15, whatever's left will just stay there. And they can keep booking for that. Now, we have our page set up. We don't need this excess here at the bottom, so I'm just going to remove it because that's all we wanted. That's all we wanted for our quick landing page.